I always tell when patients come in, I say the earlier you catch this is so amazing on a preventative standpoint on so many levels, so many more pathways.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Kidney Coach YouTube channel. I'm naturopathic Dr. Fiona Chin, co-founder of the Kidney Disease Solution and co-formulator and creator at Genesis. And I am joined again today by the amazing Jessianna Saville, who is the head of Kidney Nutritional Institute. So Jess, thanks again for being on the podcast. I always appreciate your wisdom and knowledge and everything that you bring. Hello.
Hello, I'm really happy to be here, and we have a great topic today. Yeah.
So let's dive in. What are, if someone came to you and said, look, we have had some people on our program where their mothers and their sisters and all of those sort of things either died from kidney disease or got very late stage. And so they got proactive using our program. But if you had someone come into you and say, look, my mum died from kidney disease, my dad died from kidney disease, my sister's got kidney disease, I don't want to get this, what do I do? What are you telling people?
So on the common side of things that if you know you have a family history, especially if you know you have a family history of it, a couple things you'd want to think about. Number one, I would put this number one is to just get tested, do an annual physical, get your blood work, make sure you have some kidney markers on there, get your blood pressure taken, because the best way to turn around kidney disease is early. I always tell when patients come in, I say the earlier you catch this, the more likely you are to really turn things around, and you have so much more flexibility with your diet. So earlier is of course better. And the thing about kidney disease is you never can fit. I mean, I have people whose GFR is like 4, and they wouldn't know they had kidney disease except for from the numbers. And they're a little bit tired, but it's just such a silent progression. And so a lot of people will ignore it for forever and ever because they just don't know, or they don't want to know, and that sort of thing. So getting tested would be number one. Just an annual physical. It doesn't have to be complicated, can be really, really helpful. And really all of us can benefit from those annual physicals.
Yeah.
So that'd be number one. Number two is, I would say, work towards or maintain what I call a healthy lifestyle weight. Now, this doesn't have to be a BMI less than 25, right? There's some people that are heavier and have a healthy lifestyle weight. They're active, they're moving around, they're exercising every day, and maybe they're not like Baywatch or whatever, like super physically fit, but like they're healthy, they're at a healthy lifestyle weight. So working towards that healthy lifestyle weight, where maybe you don't focus on the number of the scale, but you focus on being active. Like, how can I be active and do all the things that I want to do, is so amazing on a preventative standpoint on so many levels. So that'd be number two. Number three, and this one, I have too many sad stories from this. If you have a chronic disease, such as diabetes or high blood pressure, take it seriously.
Yeah.
I saw lots and lots and lots of patients on dialysis when I worked there, and I've had patients now where they were diagnosed with high blood pressure and they just didn't want to take a medication, or it was kind of a pain in the butt, so they just didn't do it regularly, and their blood pressure kind of ran rampant for years. I mean, they still led kind of active, normal life, pursuing their careers, doing all the things they're doing, while their blood pressure stayed high. And eventually it catches up to you, because it'll just knock out your nephrons bit by bit, year by year, until suddenly people end up in the hospital like, my GFR is 10. Like, how come my GFR is 10? It's like, oh, I've had high blood pressure for years and not taking care of it. So number 4 that I have on my list is blood sugar regulation. And I know this is a little bit controversial, but I think the science is showing this more and more, and we're going to see this just kind of explode in the next few years. I believe that blood sugar regulation may very well be even more important than reducing sodium. Not that you should have a crazy excess of sodium, you should have a crazy excess of anything, but I think blood sugar regulation for kidney disease, for a lot of things, is way, way more important, because insulin drives so many more pathways than just from like, getting rid of sugar in our blood. There's so many things it's linked to. And there's a lot of ways to do that, from just being mindful of reducing simple sugars in our diet, whole foods, more fiber, even those basic things. You don't have to be in ketosis all the time. You don't have to follow like a super, super low carb diet, but really being mindful of getting enough fiber and starting to reduce a lot of those complex processed carbohydrates, I think has enormous amount of benefits for all of us in so many ways. Number 5, nothing new on this, but kind of going back to that healthy lifestyle weight and being active is exercise. Yeah. I used to always tell my patients, sorry, I'm stuttering there. My patients is that exercise is actually the magic bullet everyone's looking for. It doesn't mean you have to be running a 5K every day. Doesn't mean you have to be like lifting weights every day. If you like that, great. But whatever is your way to move your body and be active. And sometimes you just have to start the momentum, right? Just start whatever it is, going for a walk, doing some yoga, turning on some videos, dancing in your house, whatever it is, but move your body, because it makes a huge difference for your kidney health and your overall health. And then the last one, which you shared with me, and maybe I'll have you expand on this a little bit, is the triple whammy. I think this is a really, really important one to be educated about, because sometimes you don't realize that you might have these 3 things prescribed or recommended, or you're taking, or doctor, know you're doing one of them, but this is like guaranteed to throw you into acute kidney injury. So the triple whammy, you want to share what it is?
Yeah, so the triple whammy is a combination of 3 drugs. So it's a diuretic.
Yes.
It is blood pressure med, being generally a ACE inhibitor, or it can be the angiotensins, and then the NSAIDs, the non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, and a very common combination of people. If you're arthritic, high blood pressure, and you've got some swollen joints and things like that, or they're using that. Very common. Those 3, I think the risk, I don't know what the percentage is, you might have it there, Jess, but the risk of acute kidney injury from taking those 3 puts you at very, very high risks of damaging your kidneys. Okay, well, if you want to know more about what Jessianna and her team does, you can head over to kni.org, but I'll put all the information below if you Google Kidney Nutritional Institute. She's got an amazing team of renal dietitians there, and her amazing coach, Jess Williams, over there, who's great, as Nicole Williams, sorry, who's amazing as well, and she tag teams in with everybody. If you want to know more about what we do, head to www.kidneycoach.com. Remember to hit subscribe and like, because you'll get notified anytime we put up a whole pile of new videos. And have a look through our library. Jessianna is one of our regulars. There's so much good information that she's contributed. So we really hope that it helps. We want to thank you all for being part of our community. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks again. And Jess, as always, thank you again for your wisdom and sharing your time with me. I always appreciate it.
Yeah, great to be here. Awesome. I just want to preach the good news that there's, like, if your kidney disease is not end of the life.
It's treatable. Exactly. All right, guys, take care. We'll talk to you next time.
Bye-bye.